Hello, everyone. Bishop Noel Jones, the well-known pastor, gospel voice, and star of the reality series Preachers of LA, has always carried himself with a commanding presence and a rare gift for breaking down the word with both eloquence and conviction. But his recent heartbreaking admission about gospel music icon Kirk Franklin has left church communities, gospel fans, and social media in a frenzy of emotion, conversation, and speculation. Because Noel Jones, a man not known for public vulnerability, opened up in a way that exposed both his deep personal struggles and the hidden burdens that leaders often carry in silence, and the story he shared has shaken people to their core. To understand the gravity of this moment, we need to reflect on who these men are and the paths that brought them here. Because Kirk Franklin is not just a gospel artist, he is a cultural force who revolutionized Christian music by blending hip-hop, R&B, and praise into something that reached the streets and sanctuaries alike. But behind his massive success lies his own history of brokenness, rejection, and internal battles, something he has courageously revealed over the years, from his difficult childhood to his struggles with addiction and his strained relationship with his biological father. And now, when Bishop Noel Jones publicly admitted that he has looked at Kirk Franklin not only as a brother in ministry, but as someone whose transparency forced him to confront his own pain, the impact of that confession reverberated far and wide. Jones, at 74, revealed that for years he has worn the mask of strength as the leader of the City of Refuge in Gardena, California, preaching to thousands, counseling families, and traveling the world as a renowned voice in the church. But beneath that mantle of authority has existed a man who, like Franklin, has wrestled with loneliness, exhaustion, and the crushing weight of expectation. And what made his admission so shocking was the way he tied his struggles to Franklin's story, saying that when he saw Kirk so openly share his trauma, whether it was reconciling with his estranged father, confronting his own shame, or admitting moments of failure, he realized how much of his own life he had bottled up for fear of being judged by the very people he served. In his words, Kirk's courage exposed his own silence, and his tears during this confession left many of his congregants and viewers stunned, because it is rare to see a pastor of Noel Jones's stature admit to weakness, heartbreak, and emotional fatigue. But his honesty reminded people that spiritual leaders are still human beings with wounds that the pulpit often hides. The internet exploded after this revelation, with many praising Jones for finally lifting the veil on the struggles pastors face, while others expressed sadness that he had suffered for so long without sharing, and still others drew inspiration from the way this connected him to Kirk Franklin, because what Franklin's journey has taught the world is that transparency is healing, and that admitting your pain doesn't make you weak, it makes you free. Jones's admission also sparks a broader conversation about the pressures placed on men in ministry, especially black men, who are often expected to be unshakable pillars of strength while silently dealing with depression, burnout, and heartbreak. And in tying his confession to Kirk Franklin's testimony, Noel Jones has essentially called for a shift in how we view our leaders, challenging the church to create spaces where honesty and vulnerability are embraced instead of condemned. The heartbreaking element is not only that Jones carried this weight for decades, but that it took him this long to feel safe enough to share it. And yet the beauty in his words is that by finally releasing his pain, he may inspire countless others, from pastors to everyday believers, to stop hiding and start healing. Now, with everyone talking about this powerful admission, the story of Noel Jones and Kirk Franklin is no longer just about two famous men in the gospel world, but about the universal truth that even the strongest among us sometimes need to lean on others, that healing often begins with honesty, and that true ministry is not about perfection, but about pointing others to hope even through your own brokenness, leaving us with a moment that is as heartbreaking as it is transformative, and one that proves that when faith leaders drop the mask and share their truth, the world listens, learns, and loves them even more for their humanity. Thanks for watching.